We left Taipei with stomachs full and the urge to go somewhere with a slower pace of life. After all, we were already halfway through our visit of Taiwan, which up to this point had been spent entirely in the capital. The opportunity to stop somewhere calm and catch our breath even for just a night felt logical. Where we would end up going turned out to be better than we could have possibly imagined. So, we headed to Jiufen, a cozy seaside town nestled in the mountains of the country's northeast corner. Even though this quaint village sits amongst a backdrop of gorgeous natural surroundings and it contains a bounty of delicious food options and boasts a richly layered mining history, Jiufen's primary claim to fame is an idea that, as it would turn out, is entirely made up. So, Jiufen has been claimed to be the inspiration for the famous anime movie Spirited Away. It attracts both day trippers and overnight visitors alike who have been told that this place offers something intangible. They make the trip here seeking a perceived spiritual energy that feels as though you've stepped directly into a Studio Ghibli movie. Now, let's clear up one fact. Jiufen did not inspire the movie Spirited Away, despite the numerous claims online saying otherwise. I know it's hard to imagine the internet telling a lie. Now, we knew this going in, but despite this, it was hard to believe that this wasn't the source material. I mean, it only takes a short walk through the winding alleyways full of shops and stalls, bars and restaurants, and of course plenty of people keeping them all in business, to notice that it kind of makes sense where this thought came from. Jiufen does resemble the other side of that tunnel separating the living from the spirits. Now, if you're planning a trip to Taiwan, you've seen this spot pop up as a recommendation by now. It's quite the popular day trip from Taipei. Travelers typically take a shared tour here to get their quick Instagram photos and escape all the noise and chaos of the city, if not for just an afternoon. But Jenny and I have learned better than this by now. Outside of these day tour hours is when Jiufen transforms. Once the sun goes down, the lanterns turn on, and you experience a harmony for your senses. There's the orchestral shuffle of moving feet, which creates a chaotic percussive symphony. There's the smells of food you don't recognize, but you know each one of them tastes delicious. There's the twinkle of lights and paper lanterns, whose warmth on a cool human night keeps you staying out after dark. This feeling, which you can only really witness at night, is the real magic of Jiufen. Or so we thought. As if the little town itself was not picturesque enough, the surrounding mountains make for quite the spectacle as well. Climbing up these stone-clad trails and finding where the cliffs meet the sea reminded me of the beautiful coastlines of Hawaii. Of course, also like Hawaii, we did not make it far before unforecasted rain interrupted our plans. But after our night was finished, there was not much else to do except sleep and try to catch our train in the early afternoon the next day. We were surprised, however, by what lay outside our door the next morning. This was when our minds were the most blown away by this town. As we stepped outside of our hostel to find breakfast, we instead were transported to an eerie world filled with an ominous fog and empty streets. It was as if we had visited a totally new place. Everything we had read highlighted staying for the atmosphere at night in Jiufen, which was incredible, but we never expected such a beauty in the early morning hours here. This experience we were gifted was simply ethereal. So, after several weeks of moving between bustling cityscapes, getting around by cramped bus rides, and one bedbug scare, it felt pretty rewarding to go somewhere that felt entirely detached from the physical world. Even if it was just for a single night, we were so grateful for our time in Jiufen and really look forward to going back. It even inspired us to have a little movie night while we were in town. Maybe I do see some of the similarities.